It is currently February 10th, and I still do not have a Valentine. 4 days before Valentine's Day, I saw this one girl on TikTok. She did her makeup super nice, right? But she made her face into a piece of paper, like lined notebook paper.
How is that cute in any... Okay, continue.
And then it said, "Will you be my Valentine?" And then like, "Yes, always," right? This was all on her face.
I'm liking this less and less as this goes on.
And then she gave her husband like a little makeup pencil and then had him check like, "Yes or always."
On her face.
Yeah.
And that was cute?
Yes.
Okay. All right. That was cute.
I don't know how you're imagining it, but it was really
the way I'm imagining it, it's horrifying.
I'm gonna show you guys later. What up, Hope Biscuits? It's your girl Skitten back at it again.
We're back. Somehow we have survived.
Today we are here for ZeFrank.
Yeah. True
facts raise the floppy sombreros of the sea. And if there's one thing I like, it's a good chapeau.
Huh.
And I also like rays. I got to pet some at the Atlanta Zoo last year, and it was a great time.
I like the rays. We have one here. We can see at the Sad Aquarium.
I don't want to go to the Sad Aquarium.
It's sad. The capybara, he's sad. They got rays, they're sad. Yeah. They got the chickens, they're sad. Everybody's sad. Yeah, they're underfunded, and you can tell. But it's still fun for a little bit. All right, let's do it.
I hope you guys are doing well. Hope you guys are staying safe and sanitized. I'm super excited to see what this video has in store for us. So without further ado, let's go ahead and get started.
This episode is sponsored by NordVPN. If there was one thing to notice about a stingray, it would perhaps be that they have an excess of horizontality in comparison to their heightedness.
Right.
That is to say, they're in possession of a certain flatulence. Jerry, that's not what that means. You just mean they're flat, right? Okay, they're flat. This body plan evolved from one that was shark-like. The pair of pectoral fins that hang off the sides of a shark expanded outward and up around the head.
Yeah.
A bit like if you said, "Stick 'em up." As these fins grew, they became much more complex, evolving into a skirt of what looked like long, many-jointed fingers.
Wow.
A covering of connective tissue and sheets of muscle create a strong but flexible structure. And this opened up some new possibilities for movement. In the shark, muscles in the trunk move the tail back and forth horizontally, and the pectoral fins are just used for stabilization. In stingrays, most of the trunk has disappeared, but those pectoral fins have the ability to move in wave-like patterns, and that movement pushes against the water in a way that creates thrust and lift.
That does not make any sense.
My husband can move his arms in wave-like patterns. Show him.
What do you mean?
When you do the thing.
The wave?
Yeah.
Do the wave.
No, do it the right way.
But they can't see both hands.
Scoot over. I just scooched over.
There we go.
There we go.
Yeah,
see?
Yeah.
I have my very own stingray at home.
Yeah. Ooh, there. Your hands. You can see it with your hands.
I'll fin your pectoral.
Ha!
I'll pectoral your fin.
I'll put my nipples in your mouth. Right?
No.
That's a better one.
No, it's not. That's not good. I don't.
Now, some members of the ray family, like the guitarfish, sort of went halvesies on this. But the stingrays, they were all in, because this new body plan also gave them the ability to hide. And many stingrays are very good at hiding. Well, pretty good at hiding. Sort of left some bits out there, didn't they? But I get it. I mean, when I do dishes, I give up right around the silverware. Still an A for effort.
So does my husband.
No, I don't.
He likes to do what he calls the tornado method.
That is not what he's talking about. He just wanted to talk about it. Also, it's a cyclone. There's water involved.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Explain what the cyclone is.
So instead of washing each individual silverware initially, you dump them all in the sink at the same time. You put Dawn soap in there. You grab your little scrubby, and you just start spraying with water, and then you just stir them in a circle. It gets a lot of the dirty bits off. Very effective. It's a little noisy, but you can get over that.
It's very noisy, first of all.
Just don't do it with knives either. Don't do it with knives in there. That could be dangerous. Just stir it.
I think that definitely counts as giving up around the silverware.
He means putting them away, though. Put them away just fine. And I organize the small spoons from the big spoons.
He didn't say putting away. He said doing the dishes.
That's what he means.
Stingrays can mean when I do dishes, I give up right around the silverware. Still an A for effort. Stingrays can bury themselves quite quickly, and that's because they know how to swirl the water just right, causing the sand to be distributed evenly over them. All right, minus the tail. Sure, on occasion you'll find one that sucks at it, disguised more like a floppy sombrero of the sea. But hiding is not their only defense. The top part of stingrays can often look a bit bumpy, and that's because they're bedazzled with these little nubbins called dermal denticles. They're made from enamel and dentin, so they're essentially bodied teeth.
Are they really
Sometimes
teeth?
they look like little fangs. They can get quite spiky. Certainly some degree of protection there. But come on, for some of the larger predators, they're essentially like croutons in a salad.
Yeah.
Just provides a little extra crunch.
Right.
So over time, a little patch of these denticles on the tail evolved into something a bit more substantial. I mean, at rest like this, it looks about as dangerous as an extra pinky. But underneath that layer of skin, you got one of these. Looks like an arrowhead with a stutter. Whatever it looks like, it's got some bad intentions.
This is the first time I've known what that actually looks like.
Yeah.
Like I've heard they have those, but I've never actually seen it before.
I just see their tail. I'm like, that's the stingy part.
I thought it was retractable.
Yeah.
Like a, you know. What? Like a what? It's like you're guessing on a test, but you're way up. We can tell you didn't study at all.
This is your way of telling me penises are not retractable.
Correct. That is what I'm saying. I'm glad you took the hint.
Continue.
Like you suck it in your body like a little fucking... Retract your penis, Thomas. That means with that joke that I tell about putting your penis in her pocket, they have to extract the penis first, then put it in the pocket. That's funny. Too many steps.
They keep growing and are replaced if they shed or break off.
Okay.
Really?
And those grooves here are lined with cells that create venom. So it's not like a needle, more like a shiv soaked in toxins. If an ocean robot happens to step on them, f***ing ocean robots, they raise their tail up. The back part of the tail is a bit more floppy, so just raising the tail exposes the stinger.
Oh, it
From
is.
there, they can strike upwards or slash from side to side.
Right.
When they make contact, the skin on that stinger tears. And then you got serrated edges and leaky venom and things break off. It's a mess. I mean, it might seem like overkill, but that's what you got to do when you're shaped like a cookie. You play hide-and-go-seek to the death for 300 million years, of course you're going to make some modifications.
Okay,
For example,
so
the
they don't
eyes, they went to the top, 2 little periscopes for that sand submarine, look a little like a drunk smiley face on a hoodie. And then right behind the eyes, you got the creepy holes. The science hippies call them spiracles, whatever. What they are is sort of like an internal snorkel, so they can pull in water from the top and get it to their gills, which are on the bottom, along with the rest of their face parts. Might seem like a design flaw to have your mouth pressed into the sea bottom like that. But here's the thing, stingrays love to feed on bottoms. And when they do it, it can look a bit like mining for spice on Arrakis.
That's kind of cool.
What they're doing is searching for worms and crustaceans and things like...
That was a good Dune reference.
It was. Yeah, you nailed it.
Also, Chavez and I finally watched the second Dune movie, and we only fell asleep once.
It was not as many times as the first one.
Yeah.
But I fell asleep more during the first one, but it was a better movie than the second one.
Yeah.
But the second one halfway through was better, but then got a little worse the longer it got after.
Yeah.
Not terrible. And it didn't plummet, but it just was slightly less compelling.
Yeah.
Where the other one had a huge upward turn where you were very invested after you woke up from being asleep. You just jetted up like, whoa, I regret sleeping. I should go rewatch that.
And then we would try to rewatch it.
And then it'd go back to sleep. It took 3 watches. Actually, it took 4.
It was 5.
It did. We started it in bed. We both fell asleep. I woke up, tried to watch it in the other room, fell asleep.
Yeah.
Then we went downstairs and we both fell asleep.
Then I tried to watch it.
And then I fell asleep. And then I watched it. Then you fell asleep. That's actually how long it took.
Yeah.
And then we both woke up like, hey, we're halfway through. It's a great movie. We should watch it together.
Yeah.
So I don't know if that hurt anybody's feelings to know that it legitimately took a couple who was invested 5 watches, but we made it through.
But we did. And then for this one, we're like, okay, we made sure we weren't tired.
Yeah.
We didn't even eat before the movie.
Sure didn't.
So we wouldn't be sleepy from eating. And then we were like halfway through the movie, we were like, oh man, this is good. And then it got less good.
That's good.
Yeah.
And then more nappy.
Yeah.
Then the more nappy than good.
Yeah.
But then we came back and no problem.
Yep.
So
Hopefully the third one is 0 naps.
I hope it's just a straight, flat, weird line.
Yeah.
All the way to the end. And then the fourth one's just a fucking explosion of shit happening.
A fourth one?
I think they gotta go for the 4P.
Oh my God.
Right? Because the third is the Mahomes. The 4 is the fucking LeBron.
I don't know if I can do 4 of the movies. Anyway.
Yeah.
It was a good
reference.
It was a good reference.
We have feelings about the movie. Yeah, right. Fucking sand Jesus. It's a good thing.
Spice on Arrakis. Meat on bottoms.
I'm sorry.
Yeah, how far
When
back
they
do
do
we
it,
go?
it can look a bit like mining for spice on Arrakis. Nerd. What they're doing is searching for worms and crustaceans and things like that, and then power washing them out of their habitats. Look at that, they can get all Cookie Monster with that shit. Now, to find the food, they can't use their eyes, what with there being on the top and all, but they can use their sense of smell
Not
and
their
their
noses.
ampullae of Lorenzini.
Their
Those
what?
little dots there are specialized organs that can detect electrical fields. Here,
hell
you can
is
see one
Lorenzini?
reacting to an electrical field in that bottom circle. Surprise!
turned quick, like-
Nothing's there. Disappointing, like finding a bottle cap with your metal detector. Now, once they've blasted whatever they're after out of their little sandy hidey
at his little
holes, they
lips.
gotta get that food up into their
I
tum-tums.
hate this.
As you can imagine, there's
Oh, I
quite a bit
hate
of sucking
this.
involved.
Oh,
Look
I
at this
hate
one.
this.
It makes a little tent over the area, so none of the good stuff gets away. But no matter what your technique, you're getting a bunch of sand coming in the front door.
dead.
They can blow some of it out the gills, but let's just say that stingray feces can get a bit gritty. Now, if they have to hold on to something or crack it open, stingrays have a fabulous waterfall of
What
teeth.
the
They grow in
hell
from the
is
back
that?
and sort of cascade over that ridge.
Oh my
In
God!
most species, the teeth are fairly smooth, designed for crushing. Except during mating season when the male's teeth get all pointy. Not really for eating, it's more like a fetish thing, you'll see. But some of the bigger stingrays, they're eating whole crabs. But their jaws are designed more like a nutcracker, just kind of open and close. But
What the hell am I This is hell. The crabs are in hell. It's a vacuum of crushing death. Oh my God, that's incredible.
just open a section and suck out what you can and spit it out and repeat. It's like a very poorly executed alien abduction.
That was fucking
nuts.
insane.
That was nuts.
Holy hell. Yo, these things are terrifying, actually. Damn. Also, he's right. We do have to start calling him ZeFrank because we know that's his name. We gotta start.
I try, but sometimes I just fall back into the
It's
habit.
been so many years.
But it's Zay.
It is Zay, and we know that.
ZeFrank.
It's ZeFrank.
Not ZeFrank.
It's ZeFrank.
ZeFrank.
Yeah, that'd be fun. Let's do it that way. We can do that.
Oui, ZeFrank.
Yeah.
Croissant.
That's only kind of racist.
Titty
Okay.
croissant.
Yeah, flicky, fruit-eating bastard.
Yo. Where were
think
we?
he's even
Oh,
French.
right. So that's the basics of stingray eating. But of course, you're going to have some overachievers.
Crazy.
Like this freshwater stingray here. Even looks a bit cocky, doesn't it? Just showing off at this point. This sort eats insects.
Ew.
But you'll notice that there isn't as much spitting and sucking as that crab tornado we just saw. And that's because they've evolved jaws that can chew a bit like we do, with a back and forth shearing motion. Looks like someone mumbling with a cigar in their mouth. Well, looks like we're going to have to do this the hard way, doesn't it?
Yeah, but it's a fucking
Swallowed it.
insect.
But there's some rays that don't give a shit about what their mouth parts can or can't do. They're going to eat whatever the hell they want. Wedgefish, for example, have these pebble-shaped teeth. Perfect for crushing up little things like snails or clams.
Oh, I see.
But when science hippies took scans of their jaws, you know what they found? Friggin' stingray spines. And not just one,
Oh,
you learned your
shit.
lesson kind of thing. A whole crapload of them. They're eating stingrays and they're into it. It looks like they're smuggling shivs at the wrong end. Electric rays have a bit of that I'm gonna do
Damn.
things my way attitude as well. Look at this one using its back fins to
say,
just
he has
walk
feet.
away. Slowly. If this was charades, the clue would be try me, motherfucker. Because electric rays have evolved these two organs on either side of
Yeah.
their face. And those are filled with these modified muscle cells, which are stacked in thin layers to form what is essentially a battery.
That's
and
cool.
when they turn that on, they can concentrate the charge on their prey by cupping their pectoral fins. Want to hear what that sounds like? Sounds like a wet one in terms of what it
I mean, it sounds like he's shocking the
Alright.
shit out of him. It sounds like he's suffocating him and shocking him under a pillow. Like, I know you want to make the fart joke, but my imagination immediately went threw a blanket over a guy trying to tasing the shit out of him.
Right.
Trying to muffle the sound.
I think you're violent.
Am I?
Yeah.
Because it was funny also. Is that
That was a
fucked
bit
up?
much.
Motherfucker. You're like, there's got to be an easier
What
and
is
quieter
wrong
way
with
to do
you?
this.
I'm dead.
What's wrong with him? He's the one doing it. I don't do that.
does to the fish, well, you... Sounds like a wet one. In terms of what it does to the fish, well, you can see what happens. Mummy, one of the fish is sleeping. And look at the ray caught in the act.
God.
No, when I got here, the fish was like that. No, I was trying to save him. No, defib, stat. And they've got another party trick. Look at that. They can extend their whole mouth in case they zapped something in a crevice. And I'm no expert, but I'm just saying, I think that Stingray just yawned.
Yeah.
Now, the cow-nose ray doesn't have an extendable jaw, but it clearly wanted one or something like it.
Nope.
There, you see it? That thing flapping around on the front? Never seen a cow-nose do that, I'll tell you what. Those are called cephalic lobes. Wait, stop. Look how cute it is. It looks like a little frog. But remember, the mouth...
What's the meat guy from the fucking...
Meat.
Yeah.
Beaker.
Right, Beaker. That's what he looks like.
is down here. These are those lobes. What happened was, in some rays, the front part of their pectoral fins started to split off and do their own thing. In the cow-nose, you can see how those bits have separated and basically formed new fins in the front of the face, which can move independently from the pectoral fins. And they can use them to manipulate some of the food they like to eat, like oysters.
Yeah.
I mean, that one straight up stole one from his buddy.
Right, he just got
Those lobes
robbed.
can help position the oyster closer to the mouth and sort of form a dome around it to help with the suction. Some rays, like mantas, kept going with this concept, and they have huge cephalic lobes.
are?
Now, mantas had enough of this feeding on bottoms business, and instead, over time, they became filter feeders. And those cephalic lobes help funnel plankton and small fish into that gaping mouth hole. And their gills have these special structures that keeps the food in and lets the water pass on through.
That is sick.
If you swim around with your mouth open like that, you're going to swallow a whole bunch of crap. So they have to really clean things out once in a while by everting their anus so it's inside-outsies. You can call it a suna. Get it? Instead of waving the edges of their skirt around like stingrays, mantas move with a more flappy motion like a beard.
I mean, I just never knew ejectable ass was going to be a superpower of fucking stingrays, right? You just never would have guessed that. I knew they were weirdos, but who fucking knew? The fuck? They do everything weird.
Pectoral fins are reinforced and sturdier, and they got a whole bunch of muscle. I mean, you try strapping a couple cafeteria trays to your arms and flapping around like that, and these ones got to keep moving. You ever see how small a plankton is? I mean, the serving size must be in the millions. So if they find a big cloud of plankton, they'll do this. A bunch of backwards somersaults instead of plowing through it and then having to turn around. But when you get a whole bunch of mantas together, they can get creative. In what's called cyclone feeding, they swim in a circle and create currents which pulls food into the middle. Now, when mating season comes around, things can get a little exciting. This male eagle ray came in a little hot. The civilized way to do it is to sort of queue up behind the female, like these mantas here. You swim around like that for a while. I'm sure it's dull, but if you get picked, then all of a sudden you're rubbing up on each other and flirting and biting. Apparently there's a good amount of biting. I mean, you got to hold on to something to get the parts lined up.
I mean, yeah.
When you do, the business part of it takes about 20 seconds. There, you just saw it. For mantas and eagle rays like this one, it takes about 12 months before you pop out.
It comes out whole. It's like popcorn.
That's the face.
I know. No, I got it. No, he's a little upset. He's fully grown. The fuck is a grown man?
Little baby like this one, all rolled up like a burrito. No, Jerry, I don't want to show that clip.
He just flops himself out.
Go ahead, but it's a double standard. Oh, really? It's cute? All right, I'll get naked on a window and squeak my junk around on some glass. See if that goes viral on Instagram.
It's like when you try to pick up your credit card off the ground.
I'll paint a face on it, too. But they got nostrils that look like eyes. I can make my belly button look like something. It's bullshit. What do you mean, which part's the junk? No, not the leg things. Those are part of the fins. It's those two tiny little things all the way in the back. Yeah, they're sperm tubes. No, that's what I'm saying, Jerry. It's a double standard. What?
Oh,
no, I don't have two of them.
He immediately decapitated it. Like it was not even...
Hell yeah.
It was no build-up. It literally was, I got dead.
It's like when you eat gummy bears.
Like dead ass, though, because you eat the little heads off first so they can't get away. Take your time with the body.
Yeah.
Show his family. This is you next.
This is what's gonna happen to you. That was a great time.
That was fucking insane.
I love rays. They're so cool. Now, if I was ever like swimming in the ocean and a manta ray came by me, I would lose my shit.
Because they're huge.
They're massive.
Yeah.
But it's cute to watch them like on documentaries and stuff. I like to pet like the littler ones. Like petting zoos.
Yeah.
Like, I enjoy all of that. Just, I don't want to swim next to one.
I've learned things that I never needed to know about them.
Yeah.
And from this moment on, I will never mention them.
I would have liked to have seen more of them jumping out of the water because I know they do that a lot.
Yeah, that would have been cool. During the movement part.
Yeah.
Could we do like a whole smaller segment of just the movement again?
Yeah, because that was really cool. Fun.
Yeah.
So I enjoyed myself. I hope you enjoyed yourself.
Good time.
Thank you so much for joining me.
You're welcome.
Love you. Even if we're not Valentine's.
Love. Big words.
I hope you guys enjoyed. I hope you guys enjoyed the video. Don't forget to leave your reaction requests and recommendations down in the comments below. And other than that, peace out, Ho Biscuits. It's Skitten Lit.
Nice one.
3, 2, 1.